Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we got our big international event in Hockey Ultimate Team. We get it every year around this time. However, Winter National seems to be a thing of the past. This year, our event is called Hockey Roots, and it came with 4 big Master Set player items and some changes to how they actually work in some of the higher end versions of these cards. I want to talk quickly before we get into the video about that. So there had been some talk about how the the upgradable path, getting the 86 all the way up to the 92. And it was kind of getting some complaints because if you pulled it, it would just be the 86 and you still had to upgrade if you pulled it in packs. What they did now was they added in a 93 overall version that you can only get by packing it in packs. So that is huge, and it is a little bit of a win. I kind of wish the 92 was just in there instead, but nonetheless, you can pull a better version. That is going to dramatically change the outlook, though, on this event because some of the cards take a huge jump, even with this that 1 overall, and we'll get into that in a little bit. There's also World Junior cards, guys, that are going to work in relation to how they perform in real life, specifically their nation. I'm going to make a whole separate video for that because there's so many cards and content to get into in this one. And as always, I've cracked the numbers in terms of what are the best cards to do for sets if you are looking to make any of these master items. And again, I'll have that throughout the video. All right, guys, if you enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel for the most up-to-date NHL 22 news and info. Let's get into the Hockey Roots events. All right, as always, guys, we are going to start first by going through all of the new cards. Again, the World Junior cards, guys, I will be showing a bit later on in another video. So let's just go over all of the cards that they released, the non-master sets, and then get into the big boys at the end. So I'll kick things off with the 83 Dominic Bock, 6'2" left winger with Magician as well as Applesauce and Spark, giving him 86 speed, 88 acceleration with the Wheel Superstar ability. Some of these guys do have insane shooting totals. So you see here the slap shot power and the wrist shot power at 89 and 90. That's pretty great for an 83 overall card. If you are trying to activate these synergies and maybe you're free to play or just starting up your team, these aren't bad cards to have on your 4th line. I know 86 speed obviously isn't all that great, but he is 6'2", so that does have some value. And again, trying to get both of these activated is important for some of your bigger players. We've got the 84 Alexander Nylander with Booming Shot and Gladiator as well as Protector. Booming Shot becoming one of my more favorite synergies. It does have 89 speed, 89 acceleration, and 90 agility, so that's not bad all the way around. Mid to high 80s on shooting, deking at 92 with synergies activated, and then defensive awareness and stick checking in the mid 80s. Body checking even with synergies activated up to 79. This is a hard pass, guys. Like, I like the skating a little bit, but there's better base cards in my opinion. And then when you combine everything else, like the body checking being under 80, even though he is 6'1", it's just not very good. Even if you're just starting at your team, there's a lot of other cards, that base cards, that I'd rather have than this Alexander Nylander. We've got the 85 Olli Juolevi with Light the Lamp and Magician. I'm pretty sure I messed up his name, but that's fine. I always do. Left-handed defenseman, 6'3", great size, 85 speed, 85 acceleration. That's just really not usable for that size. Like, base Hedman is basically just the same skating, but he's 6'6". So this would be a pass straight up, even with synergies activated. He's just a little too slow at this stage of the game, so pass on Juolevi. Then we've got the 85 Michael Raffle with Gladiator, Light the Lamp, and Protector with Shutdown, which I do like. A little bit more on defenseman, though. 87 speed, 87 acceleration, has a mid-80 shot. Nothing really crazy about this card, in all honesty. I'd probably trade him in and use him in sets, but again, all around not awful. Just 6 foot. You can't really use him at center because he's 66 faceoffs. That's a little too low. And then for speed, obviously, there's a much better, like, base Taylor Hall would be better than this card. From Slovakia, we've got the 86 Yaroslav Alak with Distributor and Spark, 5'11". This is purely a synergy goaltender, and honestly, with how useful 86 overall cards are now, just in how everything works, there's no way that I'd use him. I'd rather just trade him in for something else and move on, because unfortunately, synergies are great on a backup, but you could use the silver or bronze goalie and just get more. And yeah, so unfortunately, nothing here with the Yaroslav Alak. Then from Switzerland, we've got the 87 Yannick Weber with Booming Shot and Gladiator, as well as Bombarded. Has Thunderclap as a superstar ability. 5'11" right-handed defenseman. Does have 90 speed, 90 acceleration, and 95 agility with synergies activated. Shot isn't bad either. Defensive awareness is okay at 87. At this stage of the game, you kind of want to get it above 90. Body checking is 86. This isn't a bad card. Like, this could be someone that you would upgrade Quinn Hughes from, the base Quinn Hughes. If you're rocking that, this 87 could be the next step up. But again, 87s are starting to cost a lot more now because they are used in sets. So this is where it kind of becomes an issue because you can't really get steals or anything like that because there's a flatline price for 87 and above overalls, which makes this a little difficult. But this card, not bad at all. Again, would be a nice upgrade over, someone like Cale Makar, base Cale Makar, for example. Got the 88 Alex Pietrangelo with buzzing as well as magician and quick pick, which is pretty nice. I'm not going to lie, the X Factor Pietrangelo still needs some skating help, and this one actually gets it. So 88 speed, 93 agility, 87 acceleration. Shot is okay. Defensive awareness is great. This is a usable card. 6'3" right-hander, again, very big. 88 speed's kind of where the cutoff is now at this point for what I'd like to see. Acceleration is going to be tough, but again, right-handed defensemen in general are kind of tough to come by. I will say this, that the 86 Seth Jones, I would still rather have. There's obviously X Factor Hamilton, those guys, which is going to be tough to use over him, he's going to be tough to use over them. Got the left-handed Zach Werenski, 6'2", applesauce, and magician. Same situation, 88 speed, 88 acceleration. This is the card that you go from the base card, like maybe Samuel Girard, something like that. You go for someone bigger that has someone close to the same speed. His hand stats are pretty tough for deking and offensive awareness, but not overly important there. Passing, puck control in the mid-90s, which is okay. And then stick checking at 95. Definitely, I've liked Zach Werenski cards always. I think they're great builds, so this one's no different. Then we've got the 89 David Pastrnak with bombarded, booming shot, and magician. Again, I'd rather go booming shot. 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 96 agility, and then with bombarded, his slap shot becomes quite potent. Deking's at 83 with synergies, puck control's at 98 on deking and puck control. Defensive awareness and stick checking a little low, and so is body checking, but he is one of the fastest right-handed wingers in the game. I still think I'd rather have the Superstar Origins Barzal or the Team of the Week Barzal. You can get them much cheaper. But the 89s you are going to save some money on because there is no 89 or 88 trade-in set, guys. So these are the ones where you can get a little bit cheaper. They'll drop in price. This is a good one. And then lastly, we've got the 90 overall Nikita Kucherov with booming shot and applesauce and gladiator. Basically, just the left-handed version of Pastrnak. 92 speed, 93 acceleration, 98 agility, which is awesome. Shot all in the mid-90s, hand stats above 96. This is a complete great left-handed winger card. Like, if you've got base Connor McDavid, this would be the next one to try and go after. And again, because Kucherov already has an X Factor, so people won't be spending it on this to try and get that because they've already got his X Factor. And, he's not going to be upgraded. So, this Kucherov card, I think he's not going into sets because there's no 90 overall trade-in set. You could get a value here on this 90 Kucherov. All right, guys, into the master items. And I want to talk quickly about the format here. So, I've mentioned throughout the last two events, the 16-bit and the one prior that's under 22, that because the cards are capped at 92, it is tough for me to recommend you go out and invest all of this into them because at some point, if you play the game, let's say GWC or the Game World Championships is your goal, or to try hard for them, or even just you're gonna play all year round. Let's say you're gonna play all the way into June or July. These cards are not going to be on your team at all. I would still much rather have X Factors that have the chance to go up to 99. However, they are all very good. These are all very, very good cards, but I just want you to keep that in mind again. So I did run some numbers again, and to upgrade them fully, let's say you pack one untradeable. In value, it's going to cost you about 370,000 coins. That really doesn't change in terms of the cost. That's been about the same for all of the other events. You can get them a little bit cheaper. That's if you do it with coins. And again, guys, I would really recommend if you're going to upgrade any of these, same with the last two events, please do it with coins because again, if these cards are going to leave your team, at least you'll get half your coins back, as opposed to just getting 14 Hockey Roots collectibles back, where you would just be able to use those on making other Hockey Root players, which is just not the play. There's no point to that. So, fly the zone on Sergei Zubov with Gladiator and Protector. This is at 92. He's got 93 speed, which is awesome. 91 acceleration is okay. Balance at 94 is awesome. Shots in the 90s. Deking is great. Everything is really good. His body checking is 88 with synergies activated, and he is 6'1". This is a great right-handed defenseman. The only issue, guys, is that we're coming up to Team of the Year, as well as we're just getting into the January where cards are really becoming high rated. You've got Seth Jones, Hamilton, all of those guys. Makar, there's a lot of righty defensemen that are going to be tough. You have Adam Foote, maybe you got Shea Weber from the team builder as well. John Carlson too, it's very difficult to replace them because this is going to cost you about 400,000 coins. and I'd rather spend it on John Carlson and level him all the way up because he is going to go higher than that. So keep that in mind. I think Quick Pick is awesome on him, and Tape to Tape is very good. This is a very good option. I will do a video that ranks them all, but this is a very good option, no doubt. On to the Philip Forsberg. So let's take a look at the 92 version. You can get Spark, Light the Lamp, and Applesauce. Obviously, I would recommend Spark. He has Gladiator, Protector, Booming Shot, and Buzzing, which makes it a little bit interesting. 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 96 agility, mid-90s shooting, and then everything else in the high 90s. Again, same kind of issue here. There's so many good right-handers. Like, if you are trying and you're in the market for a right-handed winger, because, I mean, you could play him at center. I mean, face-offs at 75, it's not awful, but I wouldn't really recommend it. You've got Stamkos, you've got Eichel, you've got Ovechkin, you've got McKinnon, Pasternak, Panarin. Like, he's just not going to beat any of those guys out. So not really one I would recommend investing in. Still a very good card, but only 91 speed is not going to give you breakaway at this stage of the game. And we called it. I said it in my couple videos beforehand that Draisaitl just was not getting any love, and it made me think that there's definitely a master set coming, and here we go. Fly the Zone, Heart and Soul, I'd go with Booming Shot, and Thief, really, really good center. Like 90 speed, 88 acceleration. Here's the issue. This is literally the 91 Matthews. Like, you could go out and get the 91 Matthews. It's basically the exact same card all the way through, and actually he's an inch taller. So this one I would not really, like, I would not be spending my coins to try and get this 92 version of Leon Draisaitl. This is not one I would go out and try and get. Just not enough value. Like I said, the Matthews 91 is legit almost better than this, so just keep that in mind. And then we've got the Jay Bouwmeester, and this one is where things get interesting. So he's got Spark, he's got Applesauce, which is probably what I would do, and Gladiator on this version, the 92 version. 91 acceleration, 91 speed, 97 balance. Shot, slap shot power at 95 is great. 85 is a little rough on the accuracy. And then everything else defensively is basically perfect, including 97 body checking if you get everything up there. 6'4", 206. This is a great left-handed defense. Like, this is the upgraded version of what Hedman is. Like, if you have the 88 Master Set Hedman, and he's been feeling sluggish, this is what you upgrade to. The issue here, and he comes with Shutdown. So, like, this is a great card. Don't get me wrong. The problem is that 6'4" you can keep for in your team for the rest of the game. 91 speed is slowly going to become obsolete. So, like, again, by the end of January, you can get away with him being bigger, which will make up for it, but his speed will fall off pretty quickly. This is where I want to talk about the 93. So these are the cards that you can pull only in packs, guys, and look at this thing. So Workhorse, Buzzing, and Gladiator. Look what happens. 93 speed, 92 acceleration, 95 agility, 98 balance, and 99 endurance. He's got 96 slap shot power. His defense is basically perfect. Does come with Shutdown, which is one of the best zone abilities, and Tape-to-Tape Superstar ability. This is the best defenseman in the game right now. This one is incredible. The problem is that you can only get him in packs. Like, part of me thinks that if you've got the coins to try and make one of these guys, why not sell all of the cards that you have tradable and try and buy this Jay Bouwmeester? When he's out of packs, like when he is not in the store anymore, he's going to cost an awful lot, guys, because that's skating on someone who's 6'4". I know it doesn't seem much. It's only 1 acceleration and 2 speed. It's just that combined with his agility to make him feel a little bit snappier at 6'4", that's going to last you a little bit longer. So, again, I know it's nitpicky, but like this is a very, very good card. You can look at the 93 Leon Draisaitl. So he's got Fly the Zone, Spark, and Buzzing, and I would still probably go with Fly the Zone there. So he'd have 91 speed, Light the Lamp, and Thief. Again, it makes him very good, but it's basically just the 91 Matthews still. It's not that much better. His shot is very good, and Leon has been phenomenal in terms of his card. I love his X Factor. If you're going to buy this Draisaitl, buy his X Factor and save up the collectibles to upgrade him, guys. Like, that's all I want to get across. It's obviously very expensive to get him to 93, his X Factor, but you know he's going to hit 99. His team, he's not going to get Team of the Year, but he's going to keep getting big upgrades. I mean, it's Leon Draisaitl. So I would not buy this 93 at all. I would much rather have Bouwmeester, because that card is going to last you a while. This one is not. Then we've got the 93 Philip Forsberg that comes with Spark and Wingman, as well as a Booming Shot there. And Buzzing, again, makes him a little bit more desirable here. 92 speed, 93 acceleration, mid-90 shot. However, there's still, even at this 93, the cost is going to be crazy. And again, there's just so many other right-handed wingers that there's really no need to go after this one, unfortunately. The issue here with right-handed wingers is they've got to be exceptional in something, and he doesn't have enough craziness over all of the other righties. And then lastly, we've got the 93 Zubov. Again, you can only get these 93s in packs. He's got Fly the Zone, which gets him 93 speed with Applesauce and Protector. You could go Acceleration as well. This is basically the right-handed version of Bowen Byram. And again, the only issue here is that he will kind of fall out of step. If you're going to go 91 speed, 93 acceleration, only be 6'1", that's what Bowen Byram is. But lefties, it's much more difficult to find lefties than righties. Like, that's almost what the 86, like the 86 Seth Jones has 89 speeds. It's very close already. And that's only the 86. Like, John Carlson is basically that. It's just not enough here, unfortunately. Like, I don't think the Zubov is worth it at all. All right, guys, so those are the cards. And again, I know I'm talking kind of like that they're all bad. They're not. They're all phenomenal cards. I just want you guys to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. That is what the whole goal of my channel is, to make sure that you guys spend or put your time and effort in the right spots, and I just don't want you to do it on the wrong thing. So like we do always, I did the math here for you guys, and we'll go over the sets here. So you can do 7 collectibles, and you can choose the 86 options. So you can go Bouwmeester, Zubov, Draisaitl, or Forsberg. Don't do any of these. I would definitely not recommend it, because making any of them, again, I would not make the 92s. The only one I would think about is Bouwmeester. And again, I think it depends how many untradeable cards you have, because if you have an exceptional amount of untradeable cards, I would probably try and trade in for Bouwmeester. But the thing is that if you have so many untradeables, I mean, I would probably just try and finish off one of the team builders maybe, and go after, you know, someone like, I mean, Clefbaum or Gonchar, just off the top of my head. So let's talk about the master set. So 5 will get you a choice pack 1 of 2. The issue is if you get Leon is not worth it up to 92. And either is anyone but Bouwmeester, in my opinion. Forsberg's okay. It wouldn't hurt you because there's still, you know, maybe you don't have all of the right-handed options. But I'd probably just wait till next week, because there's no left-handed winger yet. So you know that a biggie's coming, and just you want to keep that in mind. All right. So then you could do the World Junior sets. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. I will make another separate video for it. You could do a Heritage pack for trading in 2 as well. What we'll talk about here is the price points and what you guys want to focus on. If you are dead set on making collectibles to make one of these 92 overall cards, here is the way to do it. So you can trade in 15 any gold player card. I'm going to talk in terms of value. Obviously, this is going to change depending on how many untradables you have. But for all of them, okay, they're about 850 coins each. This is on PlayStation 5. That's 12,500 per collectible. It's one of the worst values for these sets. The 80 overall is we're going to require 10 80 plus cards, and they are going for about 1,400. That's 14,000 per collectible. Definitely the worst one right now, or close to it. The 81s plus 1, so it'd be 8 of them. They're going for 1,450. You're looking at about 16,000 there, so not a much better option than the 80 overalls. This is where you start saving some money. So the 82s, for example, they're 1,650 each. It costs you 7. That'll cost 11,550 per, so that's obviously a little bit better savings than the any gold player items. This is where the huge ones come in, though, guys. So for 2 collectibles, you trade in 383s. That'll cost you 14,250. They're going for 4,750 each. That's 7,125 per collectible. That's a pretty good value. Again, 7,000 compared to 12. So just obviously do the math there. Moving on down the line, they've added some more in 84s. Those are going to cost you in total about 11,600, and you get 2, so it'll cost about 5,800 per. That's an even better value. And then we get into the best one, the 85s right now. 2 of them going for about 8,000 coins. That's 5,600 per collectible. So obviously that's the best one. And again, these will adjust and they will go up in price. So in honesty, if you can buy them for 8,000, they'll probably go up. Then we've got the 86s. You can get 1 for 19,500. That'll give you 1. That'll give you 3 for 6,500. And then the 87s, they're finally usable, guys. They're going for 32,000 each, and that's about 6,400 per. You'll get 5. If you've bought an 87s, you should have been able to get them pretty cheap. Wait for them. They should go up a little bit more, and then I would probably sell them again, unless you want to actually do these sets. But this first week, I'm not really all that jazzed for. And guys, there are milestones and objectives to do to get free ones. And again, I don't want to say that they're useless. Like, if you're a free-to-play player, the 86 overall route is still the best, because you're guaranteed a card, and you're not going to be able to rush out and get up to 92, but you can do it at your own pace, which is still why I love these events. It's for anyone that's going to be playing the game the whole year, and then you play regularly. I'm not a huge fan of these cards right now. So the Hockey Roots, again, you can get a lot of these collectibles that will help you fill in and make one of these cards for free if you are trying to do that. So again, that is an option for you. Last thing I want to talk about is the store. So I get a lot of questions like, should you do this 85,000 coin pack? You'll get a random week 1 master player item. No shot, because I wouldn't spend 85,000 on any of these cards, and you might get Leon Draisaitl, and that would be a rough one to go all the way through. So I would not do this. Again, if you were dead set on making one of the 86s, I would probably just go and buy them tradable, because then at the end of the day, you could always just sell them back later on in the year. They won't be much, but you'll get something back for them, as opposed to just trading in collectibles. Again, if you're free to play and you want to go the collectible route, 100% do that. But again, for the hardcore players, the ones that are going to be around all year, just not worth it. All right, guys, so I will handle the World Junior cards because I think they work really, really cool, and it's going to be a really fun event. So I'll work with those in another video. And again, I feel like this event feels like a bit of a downer, but honestly, like, the cards, it's very difficult because the cards are not exceptionally better than all the ones we just had, which makes it a little bit difficult. However, that 93 Bowmeister, guys, that one is an incredible card. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.